swampy salutations from this swamp hag. I decided to do another vlog this morning. I'm a little tired, a little brain foggy, but we're gonna make do. But I am working on an exciting project, which fans of my Land of Szornyek series are going to be excited to hear about. So I figured I would talk about that today. And I am drinking out of the appropriate mug for this conversation. This is a Minket. If you've read the series, you're familiar with Polly, who was one of the main characters. It's a dog hair. My whole life is just full of dog hair. So we are actually in the process of moving right now. We have our house on the market and we are looking at houses in another state. And so my life is sort of upside down and topsy-turvy. I cannot really commit to deadlines. I can't be confident that I'm going to be able to get things done in a timely manner. So I've kind of shoved off all of my main projects that really require consistency and ongoing concerted effort. And I've pulled forward my current project, which I've kind of been planning for a while, but it's been in the background, not really a top priority. And it is a monster manual. I have had a lot of requests for something like this, and it's something I've wanted to do because as part of writing the Land of Szornyek series, which Tentacles and Teeth is the first one, and it's free everywhere if you haven't read it, I did a lot of illustrations, I did a lot of drawings, I did a lot of artwork associated with the series, and so I've been sort of brainstorming to figure out exactly how I could utilize all of that artwork. So if you're on my Patreon, you have access to all of, well, maybe not all, but the large majority of the illustrations that I did. But I haven't really posted them anywhere else. And so I have kind of been wanting to do something with them. And so I hired a book designer, and she's fantastic. She's done some other projects for me. And I'm not going to show you all of the different pages, but she sent me a rough draft using the illustrations. I sent her just a ton of material. She put it all together. And I've been going through and adding details and adding little little notes. I'm going to write, I think, an introduction to the book. I might also, I have a partial short story about Ascari's mom and the first time she meets Ascari's dad. And so I kind of want to finish that. You can see, I'm just going to give you a little teeny tiny peek. It's hard to see because of the paper, but I printed, but you can see it's going to be cool. Anyway, no more sneak peeks than that. So I'm thinking of kind of doing a big relaunch this year where I launched the Monster Manual, and I think this is going to be my first hardcover book. So a hardcover Monster Manual. There also will be an ebook edition for those of you who only read ebooks. And I'm going to do new covers for the whole series. These covers are very old. And every time I like that, I really like the covers on this series right now, but every time I look at them, I had this thing happen when I was doing the covers. I hired a cover designer. I thought she was doing an amazing job. She did the first 2 books of the series, Tentacles and Teeth and City of Dawn. And then I hired her for book 3. I paid my deposit up front, and then she just ghosted me. And so, and I had paid through PayPal, thank goodness. But it was kind of over the holidays and I wasn't in a hurry. And so finally January rolled around and I was like, okay, I need to get this situation under control and find out what happened to this person. Where is she? What's she doing? Well, it turns out her entire company went bankrupt. And I had 3 days to request a refund from PayPal because they have a 6-month policy. You can't get your money back after 6 months, basically. So thank goodness I paid through PayPal, and thank goodness I decided to go figure it out. But then I had paid, I mean, they're not cheap. Book covers range between $300 and $500 usually. So we're not talking like an inexpensive, piece of work. So I had these two book covers, and I wanted book covers that aligned. So I had to find a new cover designer who was able to make the new covers just different enough that there wouldn't be any, like, I don't know, violation of like design, copyright. It's very complicated anyway. So as much as I love the covers, and I loved working with the second designer, I think of this every time I look at them. So I'm doing new covers, so I thought I would do a launch of all of the relaunch of the series with the brand new covers. I'll probably do a copy edit. I know of at least a few like typos that made their way through. I mean, I did hire a professional editor, but typos just make their way through, So I'll go through, I'll do another read through. And I was thinking about releasing the short story about Ascari's mom and dad. And if I'm feeling inspired, maybe I'll do one or two other short stories about different people in the series. So we'll see. We'll see. It should be interesting. It's been really fun kind of getting back into the series. One thing that I did during one of the writing challenges that I did when I was working on the series is I found this book. It's a notebook. I really liked it. And so I pretended I was Minda, and I went through and I did sketches, and I wrote just these like basically kind of like a diary of the beginning of the cataclysm. Like, so before the series starts, like the end of the world, I wrote these like diary entries. And in each one there's a new monster, and it's sort of like the beginning of Minda like keeping track of all of the different monsters that exist in the world. And so I might share some of these too. I wrote a lot. I think I probably wrote 20 or 30 diary entries. So I might find a way to incorporate some of those as well. I think they're kind of fun. So that's what I've been working on. I redesigned all the covers already, and I really like how they're doing. I'm also going to put together a box set for box set readers. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm either going to do the whole series. It's kind of complicated if you care about the nitty-gritty, because Amazon has restrictions around ebook pricing. So the book has to be priced between $2.99 and $9.99. If it's priced between $2.99 and $9.99, then you make 70% royalties. If it's priced below $2.99 or above $9.99, then you only make 35% royalties. So that's a really significant difference. And so if I make a box set with all 7 books in it, 7, that's like, say, $30 worth of books, ebooks, right? So I have to charge $99 for the series in order to make 70%. But then, like, that's a very, very steep discount on the series. And so it gets really messy. It gets really complicated really fast. And then I could also do something like have the first 3 books in the series in a box set, That's and that I could price much lower because, Tentacles and Teeth is already free. So we got Tentacles and Teeth, and there's like $8 worth of books. So I could do $4, Anyway, boring business stuff. I have to think through exactly how I want to do it. But I do want to do a box set. There's a lot of promotional opportunities for box sets that you don't get for just individual books. So that's mostly why I want to do that. And also, like, there's just certain readers who pretty much only buy box sets, They want the whole series. They just buy it as a box set. It's much cheaper. So, that's my story. I'm working on Land of Szornyek, and it's great when you're in the process of moving, because I can kind of just be like, oh, I have like 5 hours today, so I'm just going to dive in and do a bunch of work on this, but I don't have any deadlines really. I'm working with my designer, but she's super flexible, and we just kind of like chat back and forth, and then Once I'm in a position for her to do the next round of revisions on the project, then I'll send it to her and she can slot it into her schedule whenever works for her. But sometime this year, there's going to be some new and exciting progress on the Land of Szornyek series. It's exciting. I've also actually started another series in this world, but I'm not sure I like it. So we'll see if I follow through on that or not. I just have so many ideas, but I just don't have time to like implement them all. And so it can be really challenging to figure out what to work on, what to prioritize. And I go back and forth between like what I care about. So like if I care about making money, then I might choose to work on, this set of tasks over here. But if I'm just like really excited about a series or the process of writing or something, I might choose to work on, this other set of tasks over here. So sometimes it can be challenging to figure out where to focus, especially because writing books takes a really long time. So it's not just like, focus on it for this week and, voila, I'm done or whatever. So it's just like a lot of decision making on top of selling and buying a house, which is also a lot of decision making. So this is perfect because I can kind of pull in the different tasks involved and focus on them when I have time and when it works. And if I was planning to work on it, tomorrow, and then, oh no, we have a house showing, and which means we have to clean and get the dogs, put them in the car and leave for X period of time, then it's no big deal because I don't have any deadlines and nobody's counting on me and I don't have a publication date or anything like that. So I think it's a good project for me for this January and February. So we'll see where I end up with it at the end of February. But stay tuned. I think I'm going to post the new cover designs in my Patreon. So if you're a patron, you get to see those. Yeah. Think it. Monsters. I think these are still for sale if you want one. They're on Zazzle. I think. I'll put a note in the YouTube comments to confirm, in fact, whether or not they are available. They're cute, huh? All right. I still haven't come up with a new sign-off, but see you later, Swampigator.